Well. Witam was w kolejnym odcinku z Shadows Over Loathing. W ostatnim odcinku troszeczkę zrobiliśmy. Troszeczkę dużo rzeczy, bym powiedział, zrobiliśmy. A jedną z tych dużych rzeczy to było to, że zaszliśmy na drugi chapter. Tak casualowo po prostu poszliśmy sobie na drugi chapter, co nie? Dobra, czy jest tutaj cokolwiek ciekawego w tym miejscu? Czy ja mogę coś znaleźć? Light out from this house. Kurwa mać, druga mapa jest. O Boże. It's an unsinkable molly buttons. It's uncle my chopper's got a stretches legs. Wiecie co? Te buty są czasami złym pomysłem, bo one są wkurwiające trochę. It's some kind of funky pump contraption. You probably ought to introduce yourself before you start poking at his stuff. The lighthouse keeper, presumably. Excuse me, are you the lighthouse keeper? Sorry to bother you, my name is Naskami Nakai. Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather. Are you okay? I just ain't talked out loud in a while, I get rusty. I see, lighthouse keeping's a lonely job, huh? Well, it's solitary, that's for sure. I ain't minded though, ain't exactly a people's person. What can I do for you? What does a lighthouse keeper actually do? Have you seen an old compass around? Well, used to be I had to light the lamp every sundown and then douse it again at sunrise to save on fuel. Used to be? When it was an oil lamp. Got a hookup to the electrical grid a couple of years ago, though, so now I just leave it on all the time, but all I have to do now is change the bulb once in a while. Sounds very boring. Nah, I never get bored. Always plenty to do. You must have a bunch of hobbies. Got a book, and a little knife, and plenty of middle distance to stare into. How do you get into this line of work? Oh, my family has always been like lighthouse keepers on both sides. Mud, packet lighthouses within sight of each other. Used to wing the lights back and forth once in a while. Oh, that's kind of romantic. You know, I never did find out how I was actually born. What? Anyway, was there something you needed? Have you seen an old compass around? Directions kind, or the circle kind? Directions. But an old one I picked up at this estate sale about 20 odd years ago, I reckon. I'd show it to you, but it's upstairs in the lighthouse is flooded. Flooded? Yeah, filled up right to the top. Have a look down the window there ain't... You might see a fish pass by. How did that even happen? Pump broke. No, I mean, how does a lighthouse just fill up with water? We aren't even below sea level here. Something to do with the tides, I reckon. This lake. Anyhow, I need a Galaxian valve to fix the pump. There's a hardware store down the road, a piece, if you're mine to help out. Alright then. This is a nice chest set. Did you whittle the pieces yourself? Ah yeah, took me 16 years. It took it 6 months to carve each piece. Pounds went quicker than the tall ones, but more or less, ah yeah. The horses were particularly tricky, no sense in rushing it. Guess not. Want to play a game? Can't already got a game in progress. The only piece it's been moved is a single white pawn. Ah yeah? I went first. That was about 2 years ago. Who are you playing with? Nobody. Well, here, I'll play you. You push one of the black pawns forward. Interesting. It's your turn. Don't rush me. I'll consider all the possibilities. Come back in 3 or 4 months. Right. It's an arcane oven. Ja mam coś ciekawego. Hounded... Spooky Animal, Lizardbore, Mysticality, 1 AP Regenerations. To mogłoby być spoko tylko dla AP Regenerations. Ale ciekawe, czy to jest tylko one time use. Bardzo możliwe. Oh hey, here you are. War and Peace, huh? That's a hefty one. Mind the bookmark now. Of course. Oh, looks like you just started. Been reading it about 5.5 years. Your bookmark is still in chapter 1. I just about got up to the last sentence of it. I've been reading one word every day. War and Peace is almost 600,000 words long. Ah yeah? Don't tell me how it ends. I won't. Through the window you can see that the lighthouse tower is entirely filled with water. The lighthouse keeper has put a little cork in the keyhole. Hardware store. Pójdźmy najpierw do Oil Stillery. O Boże, no tak, to jest lake. Nie mogą przejść prosto przez to, tylko muszą, wiecie, przechodzić dookoła. Molly points out a sign posted at a fork in the trail. Sandwich Historical Village and Witch Trial Museum. Oh, witches. Let's go check it out. Like that kind of spooky stuff. It's the berries. Gets the blood pumping, you know? Well, if they have a haunted house, you have to promise not to shoot any of the actors. No promise? Go check it out now. Okej, to jest dosyć daleko. Ale okej. Sandwich Museum. The village of Sandwich was home to a terrifying witch cult until it is. All inhabitants were convicted and executed in witch trials in 1692. Nice. And the village stood empty and uninhabited for hundreds of years. Come explore the town and learn more. This house was the residence of the Danforth family. Step inside to learn more. Shelves laden with identical jars of white. The Danforth residence has been converted into a gift shop. For your convenience, why not take home a jar of the sandwich cream that was the village chief's export, besides witchcraft? A black cat is staring glumly at an empty dish labeled Kate. Hector! An elderly woman smiles from behind the counter. Increase your sleeve armor by 3. Yeah, the special piece of paper is for making rubbing of historical graves and such like that. Thanks to the advances in rubbing technology, you don't need any charcoal or anything. Let me buy 2. This is a horse shrew. Actually, it's a water shrew. I don't know why I said that other thing just now. This shrew may have been used to bathe human sacrifice before the ceremony. We don't have evidence of that, but it seems possible to było dla koni. You fucking idiot. Saddle shoes. A mogę tu jeszcze więcej łowić. Myślałem, że tylko jedno mogę. A czasami jest to irytujące. Fish in a sack. Fuck. Extra hard candy. Increases physical armor by 1. Mountain house, which partially burned down under extreme witchy circumstances. Everything in this house was destroyed by fire except these 2 objects, which were found concealed inside a metal box. There's an antique ragdoll on display here. This ragdoll has a bunch of old pins and needles stuck into it, and for some reason has the words boring embroidered across its front. The little plaque on the front of the plinch says witches frequently use special dolls called puppets to curse their enemies. This one was apparently made to target a Mrs. or Mrs. Boring, though no one of that name is listed in the town records. And then, in tiny text at the bottom of the plaque, the pins were not found with the puppet. They were added for demonstration purposes. You fucking idiot. Fucking buffoon. This plinch has an old book on it. It appears to be some sort of diary. Oh yeah, the little description at the front of the plinch says Diary of Delia Puntham. So that confirms that. Mostly it doesn't look interesting enough to be worth deciphering the archaic handwriting and spelling, so you flip ahead to the last page. 6th of March, 1692. I hate that Peter Prekov so much. He thinks he can just go around being as mean as he wants to everybody. Just because he has lots of money and lives in a big house and all. I should have been a much stronger curse, it would have been worth the trouble. 1692. The security guard is keeping a close eye on things in here, which honestly isn't very difficult since there's only 2 things. Hello. Hi, welcome to the Puntham house. Please don't touch the exhibits. Excuse me, sorry sir, I just got paid to stand here and keep an eye on things. I don't actually know anything about these exhibits. I guess okay. Actually use this well for water, so please don't throw meat into it. I'm going to fish in it. And you can't stop me. You've got some meat. Obviously, jednak wrzucali mięso tu, because why the fuck not? Ej, ale odzyskałem już chociaż mięso. To są zakupy tutaj. Sandwich Church also serve as an Erstad's town hall, country room, racquetball court, and dark sorcery place. In 1692, the inhabitants of Sandwich were executed in the witch trials that were popular at the time, as evident by this old signpost announcing on such trial. The sign is written in rough black wax. Today is the trial of Patricia Williams, who stands accused. The rest of the sign is too withered and decayed to read. Nothing. The altar where the town's witches performed their horrifying sacrifices. Note the blood stains. On an old and dilapidated church altar, there are some brown spots on the corner that could possibly be bloodstains. Powiedzcie mi, że jest tutaj coś ciekawego. The sign reads, Sandwich Gazebo. Wagon bar's not welcome, that's not very friendly. Nice gazebo. This is in the little cemetery behind the church. Traces of strange plant matter in these tubs prove that they were used for brewing all kinds of horrible potions. They don't. To mogło być tak naprawdę wino robione. You look in the tub, but don't see any identifiable traces of plant matter. Guess you'll have to look at the sign's word for it. The wealthy Protocol family owned the biggest and most conveniently toilet-adjacent house in the village. This chessboard has clearly been left out on display as an allegory for the battle between good and evil. Black is winning, representing a warning for all good-hearted people to be vigilant against the encroaching forces of darkness. That's some fucking bullshit in here. These dried thrones are no historical significance. Okay, bullshit then. These auroras appear to depict several important ancestors of the first Proctor family line. Though due to the low resolution of embroideries at the time, it's impossible to discern exactly who. It has been pointed out that to us that this array is unlikely to have been manufactured in the capital of the past, the Calais, department of northern France, and therefore it is merely a sparkling tapestry. According to country records, these were the most expensive stairs in the country. They go up a full 1.5 floors. There's no plaque on the side, but it must have been boring. Stairs to the 2.5 floor? Bruh. The upstairs rooms are off limit while catalog the context. Please pardon our dust. This bedroom was traditionally given to servants, as it was felt by the professor that it would be less of tragedy if they got up in the middle of the night and fell down the stairway. A to masz 2. This protocol bedroom is especially off limits while we figure out how to deal with the strange mold we found behind the wallpaper. Miss Proctor's bedroom, home of the country's most expensive collection of cravats. This is the bedroom of Peter Croghan, the only child of Nicholas and Abigail Proctor. This was the Proctor's spare room, where they kept spares of all the expensive things they owned. This room is not part of the tower, it is also not part of the house. What do you fucking mean? It's a little big, don't you say? These stairs just keep going until they hit the wall. Seems like rich people have always had a weird taste. Sandwich boasted the country's very first tripod outhouse. Please do not attempt to use it, it's very old. An old-fashioned 3-seat outside. 3-seat outhouse. A more modern convenience has been proved for your mod. Avail yourself of it. Ha! All three doors go to the same place. His precincts. Hooray! 20 expa. Ile ja mam expa? Ile ja mam? 35, Welcome to Sandwich Cemetery. Please be respectful of the graves. Also check out how many of them were terrifying witches who were executed in the 1692. Mary Ann Punfam. Tombstone is covered in lichen. This tombstone is engraved with hobo code. Hollow tombstone, possible treasure. You check inside, such as a lucky hat. Critics are sent to mid-drop. Nice. Proctor. I guess to jest jedyna rzecz tutaj. Well, I guess to jest wszystko? Yeah, I guess było mówione, że to jest muzeum, więc czego ja się spodziewałem? Przez muzeum, poza muzeum. A squirrel chatters angrily at you from a nearby hollow tree, presumably trying to scare you away from its stash. A tactical mistake on its part, since now you know where to stash it is. 9 meat. Oil Stillery. A spooky-looking lady is guarding the front of the old distillery. Presumably she's a vampire. She looks spooky enough to be a vampire. Is that racist? She glares at you as you approach, her eyes flashing blood red. Be gone from this place. You have no business here. I do actually, and I'd like you to invite me inside. What? No. Not you have to. I thought that was one of the big vampire things. That if someone asks you to invite them inside, you have to do it. That is nearly the most opposite of the truth. That is impossible for it to be. Oh darn. Leave this place at once. Or the consequences will be most dire. Oh come on, don't be like this. What's eating you inside? If you do not leave, the question will be what is eating you. And the answer will be me. That was really good. Yeah, you really send me up for that one. Trick her into letting you pass. Okay, I'll go. I have an appointment anyway. Oh hey, do you have the time? I do not wear the watch. But she shades her eyes with one arm and looks up to the midday sun, probably about 12:30. Her hair bursts into flames. With a screech, she turns into a bat, which is still on fire, and escapes into a hole in the side of the building. Okay then. The soul that guard fed through. Square for now. Doors locked with a government issue combination lock. Must be a prohibition thing. Use the Don't Trouble on terrible combination. A no tak, 9999. Już sam kurwa to pamiętam. Almost everything on this shelf is busted up trash, but there's one eligible crate of booze. Crate of rum. Take it to the Spixie. This is where Grandpa Joe kept all his broken glass. Make some potions. Mogę coś zrobić. Spooky armor, sleaze armor, mysticality and 3 magical damage. Muscle and 3 melee damage. Hot armor, cold armor, max AP. 9 hobokołdu potrzebuję. Damn! There are a bunch of vampires hanging out in here, and it probably shouldn't be a surprise that they have noticed you. That's him. The door guard says, points at you. That's him right there. Okay, now it definitely should be a surprise. Fight them. Why wouldn't I fight them? Okay, mają dosyć dużo HP. Mesmerizing dance. Minus 4 moxie, pojebało. Oh well. Mam tylko 1 AP, więc... Ile masz? 8 HP. Ty masz 9 HP. Za 9... Za 2... Wyleczy się? Yes. 9 physical damage reducing their muscle. To jest 7 times. Ale jest szansa, że zaatakuje Vampire Mesmera, więc... Well, szansa była. 1 billion cuts. You motherfucker. No place for you here. Naprawdę ona miała... Nie, ma spider. Sid, lepiej ulecz. Jak ona się nazywała? Molly, yes, Molly. Za 5, za 8. Nie mam niczego, co mogłoby zadać każdemu obrażenia, I guess. A więc... Może zabijmy go po prostu. I tobie ile zostało HP? 8, a więc mogę zrobić... A nie mogę. Dobrze, że sprawdzam, kurwa. I tak nie That's some fucking bullshit right here. Muszę podlevelować kurwa Sida, żeby on trochę więcej robił. Unfortunately, a bunch more vampires that were lounging around in the rear of the blinker are now getting up to see what all the fuss is all about. Okej. 5 stench armoru. Ile ja mam stench armoru? Elemental armor, stench. 2, 4. A whole bunch of vampires are here, glaring at you with glowing red eyes, and or grinning at the toothly, and or just generally getting off bad vibes. Fight them. Ja kurwa, mały jakiś. TF. Nasty clothes. Czym ty jesteś? Seed, lecz się. Vampire Frau. Co? Okej. Powiedziałbym, że sucks. Po prostu każdemu zadać obrażeń jak najwięcej. Mogę zabić ją, więc jest good. Conjure an orb, what the fuck? Okej, zabiłem chociaż orba. Zawsze coś. No Boże, w ogóle pająk jest na górze teraz. Na dole teraz był. Bruch. Seed, lecz mnie. Się też. I mean co? Co ty zrobisz? 9. Nie, zabiję ciebie tym, więc nie muszę tego robić. Ty masz 6. Aha, tobie 2 zadaję. Zapomniałem. On ma bardzo duży armor na physical. Kurwa, nie umarł nawet ten Fral chociażby? Naprawdę? Kurwa. 6! Ała! Bo Molly akurat jest na tyle dobra, że nieważne co się stanie, ona zadaje tyle samo. No ale nie zabije niestety tego pająka. Ona zadaje tyle samo obrażeń, tylko no Moxie jest zależny od tego, ile razy zadaje te obrażenia, więc... Yeah. They should call it Dr. Van Helsing after the character in the book who also killed a bunch of vampires. As far as I can tell, the place cleared out now. That should satisfy his Don't Trouble Ron and his boss. 1 maximum AP, HP. Yeah, but still. Fuck off. The drum is almost centrally empty. The drum emits a hollow, sober clang. The sofa is soaking wet. One of the mist vampires must have been sitting here. Amethyst earrings. Item drop. Almost all of your random encounters will be fights. Grindstone. The stable is strewn with miscellaneous vampire stuff. Vampire boots. Blue gel and cosmetic wine. Okej, to jest zajebiste. Dobra, te buty są wykurwiste. 9 hobo kołda? What the fuck? Ciekawe, czy znajdę gdzieś tutaj hobowca jakiegoś. Powinienem. Nie mam Mysticality, nie będę tego nawet czytać. A dobra, będę. Somewhere nearby is seen singing, a lounging sultry warless tune that makes your feet turn on their own accord and lead you off the patch and deeper into the forest. You're sensitively numb as though you're walking through a thick fog and it's getting difficult to the brain. After a short time, you arrive at the edge of a small clearing. A pale woman is in a long red dress lounging on a rock, shaded by the branches overhead. She smiles when she sees you and reaches out her hand, gesturing for you to approach. Your feet starts to shuffle forward. As you tumble toward the pale woman, two vampires appear out of nearby shadows, grinning toothfully. You know as they do. Look like you fell into a ambush. Ten chyba truje? To jest trujący, jest, to jest trujący. 16. Za 7. No. Po prostu zabijmy ich, tak będzie dużo lepiej niż kurwa używać saksa. Bo ten saks jest kind of chujowy. Ma strasznie niski damage. No dobra, ten umrze, więc nie ma co. Boże, nie ten dźwięk! To jest przecież kod zombies. To jest przecież Call of Duty Zombies ten dźwięk. Kurwa. Dobra, dead. Deal 0 Moxie plus 3 spooky damage. Troszkę expa. After a short hike, you find a small hardware store nested in the sparse woods surrounding the lake. It's the very model of down-home country hardware store, except it doesn't have any old-timers sitting out from chewing the fat. Maybe it's their day off, or maybe they ran out of fat. Nice man, ask him for candy. Wait, ile expa? 66. Barth had a joke price tag on the 10,000 meat. Hey now, that room ain't matter of the store. Okay. You're the proprietor, I assume. Yeah, welcome to Valley Hardware. Best hardware store in Crystal Dream Hardware in Valley. Because of the selection or the prices? Because it's the only hardware store in Crystal Dream Valley. Long time since I got to use that joke. Don't get many new customers or new jokes. What can I do for ya? Do you have any candy? Why sure, here you go. He pulls a piece of hard candy out of the jar under the counter and hands it to you. Thanks. Ask about the valley. I need a palm valve for a lighthouse keeper. Oh sure, what kind do you need? The waxstone? That can be right also for watercolors. Wixton. Blackstone. Blackstone. Boże święty, żebym ja kurwa pamiętał. What do you have for sale? Dajcie mi chwilę. A chyba Evolve. A Glaxton. Glaxton Valve? Well, shucks, they stopped making those things nearly a decade ago. I guess there's a slight chance there's still one in the back room, aiming back there since termites got at the inventory. Or maybe after it got flooded. Anyway, it's a really biblical style of disaster back there. Here, I will unlock the door for you. So I can take a look around. If you can find a Glaxton valve in that mess, you're welcome to it. Mind your step in there. You know that I do, but you also know I just gave you some. Don't be greedy. Damn, a pile of waterlogged garbage. The page has caused this concrete to become set in its ways. Blow its mind. You open the concrete's mind to the wonders of the world. It feels stronger or more capable now. Nasty trash. The shelf is empty. Something wrong with the door in a way that termites and flooding doesn't readily explain. Step through it? You step through the hole in the door and immediately feel a sickening lurch in your stomach and a burst of "that was a bad idea" in your mind, like when you hit the first drop on a traveling carnival's rusty and hastily assembled roller coaster. After a moment, when the feeling has subsided enough, you open your eyes and look around. It looks like you're still in the same place you were, except someone came in and cleaned everything up while you weren't looking. 1917. As you leave the storeroom, the shopkeeper spins around and you both stare at each other in surprise. You because the shopkeeper looks quite a bit younger than he did when you were in there, and him because, hey now, what the heck are you doing in my back room? How do you get back there without me seeing ya? I'm a termite inspector. I don't call for a termite inspector. No, I do surprise inspections so the termites don't find out in advance. Well, how don't you get past me? I'm very good at my job. Well, I don't expect to have found any termites. I make my own custom pesticides. Yes, it seems to be pretty effective. I might have to go back in there and follow a checkup later though. That's fine, I suppose. Just don't move stuff around too much. I like to keep it tidy back there. Not for sale. Welcome to Valley Hardware, best store. Because it's the only store? That's a good one, I'll have to remember that. I'm sure you will. What can I do for ya? Ask about the outhouse. You're renting an outhouse? I mean, you're renting an outhouse. Ah yeah, at least I was. Now that indoor plumbing starts to get popular, there's no market for them anymore. Just get the one left, and after that I'm calling it quits on putting up new ones. Can rent the last one. Ah yeah, that will be 200 meat up front for the installation and half that each month afterwards for maintenance. Great, we're at the Sandwich Museum. They already got a pretty state-of-the-art toilet facility there, but, well, never hurts to have a backup, I suppose. Alright, I'll get the pit dug tomorrow and have the outhouse finished in the day after. What else can I do for ya? I'd like to buy one of those new Glaxton valves. Ah, sorry. Government fellas bought my entire stock. What? Ah, yeah, for the big dam they're building. I can order you one though. How long would that take? 6 to 8 weeks. Would you mind holding it onto form? I'm not back right away. Oh, sure, that's no problem. How long? Yeah, 11 years? What? No, forget what I say. That's not a problem. Well, nuts. Listen, I can tell ya, they bought a heap more Glaxton valves than they're gonna need for that dam. If you go up to the war site, you might get a forceman to sell you one of their spares. Where is it? Southeast end of the valley. You got a map? Well, I have a postcard, Crystal Lake Dream. I've never heard that, but it's got a little picture of a dam on its side. See? That's about the same place relative to here. Great, thanks. What do you have for sale? No dosłownie to samo, kurwa. Okay, I'm leaving then. There doesn't seem to be anything on the other side of this door. Weird. You don't even know when you are, much less where. Ah, yeah. Shucks. Zajdźmy do museum. Go! Two of those hovering shadow orbs flow up to you. They look basically like the ones you saw before, that is, they look like nothing, or perhaps holes in everything. But these ones move with purpose, and that purpose is menace. These two orbs squint at you, and more Miss Poindex's voice echoes inside your head in a way that makes your eardrums itch. Ah, Mr. Nakai, clearly you did not recognize the warning inherited in our last meeting. How predictable you are. Do you predict this hand gesture? I suppose you think you're clever. I dislike clever people. Well, that makes sense, considering how you're so deeply in love with yourself, Miss Nakai. You're interfering in affairs that do not concern you, and they are the affairs of very important and powerful people. I'm just trying to find my uncle. How about you creep stop interfering in my affairs? This is your final warning, Miss Nakai. We're not playing games. Well, that's a shame. I could teach you a pretty good game. It's called 52 Pickup. You whip out a deck of cards and spray them in at the orbs, which flinch at the sputter in the fluttering cloud of white cardstock. By the time Poindexter recovers his composure, you're gone. Why, you dirty, uncouth little... Next time we meet, I'll put you in your place, and I am adding littering to your list of crimes. Fuck off. Oh. This outcast has another one of those time portals in it, because it's apparently impossible for us to make a game that doesn't include a blighted Day of the Tentacle reference. Zakładam, że nic się tu nie zmieniło. Boże, ale ja widzę, jak oni to ogarnęli. Prawdopodobnie wiele miejsc będzie mieć coś takiego, że będę mógł pójść i zamontować tam kibel, kurwa. Welcome to Sandwich. Don't break the law, please. This discreet newspaper says it's March 3rd, 1692. That's a few days before the last entry in the diary. Someone led this horse to the water, but the horse is finishing the job instead. Author fulfilled destiny. Better not, you might accidentally give the horse a lip piercing, and who even knows how long it will be before these are fashionable. Oh, hello, come right in. Sorry, I didn't mean to intrude. Not at all, I'm always glad to have visitors when my husband is out riding the circuit. My name is Nakamina Sky. A pleasure, I'm Teresa Donford. Handmade bait, a bunch of barrels, no secret passage, there is zero reason for you to expect there to be one. Nie myślałem o tym, ale... A nice clean wash bin, as one would hope it to be. Handful of clean water. Kids are a real reader, although title pretty boring though. What an unusual outfit. Whereabouts are you from? I guess you could say I'm from Ocean City. Oh, the big city, that must be much more exciting than our little village. Ah, don't sell this place short, the city is more modern, that's all. You said your husband riding the circuit. What does that mean? He's a judge from the county. Most of the little towns out this way are too small to have their own courthouse and judge, so they save up their legal matters and clearance ride around to sell things once a month or so. That must take a while. Does it get lonely while he's away? Oh, our boy Tom and I keep each other company here, but Your husband's still out riding the circuit. Indeed, Clarence will be gone for many days, but our boy and Tom and I keep each other company well enough. What's with the barrels? We won a year's supply of cream at the last county fair. They accept them to give it to us all at once. None of us even particularly care for cream. We don't care for a little full, or even a whole barrel. Oh no, thanks, I'm good. Talk to you later. The door to this house is locked. If only you had some way to unlock things that are locked. Well... Well... Fish in the well. The sign is written in crayon. Today is the trial of Patricia Williams, who stands accused of stealing Tom Dunsford's pocket watch, making a dumb-looking doll, writing Peter Proctor is a stink, rude word, head, on the wall of the outhouse. Huh. A group of three kids is gathering around a little girl holding an odd doll. Ej, mówiłem, że to jest jeden wielki bullshit, no nie? Order, come on. You're gonna have a trial, we've gotta do it properly. I didn't see why we gotta have a dumb old trial anyway, we all know she's guilty, isn't I don't do anything, why are you so mean to me? Because you're weird and an outsider. I only live half-mile down the road, I was born here. Yeah, but your family is outsiders. Your father wasn't born here, my family has been here for like 60 generations. Closer to 4, actually, but the larger point stage. Hey, you kids, what's going on here? Huh? Who are you? I've not seen you around here before. My name is Naskami, a traveler. Well, we're having trial of the crybaby Patricia. I'm Tom, the judge. And that's Delia, the jury. And Peter's the executioner. Execution? Holy jeez, kid. Well, we're not gonna literally execute her, probably. My pa says you shouldn't decide on the punishment till after the conviction. Uh-huh, well, how's it going? Not great. Patricia just keeps crying instead of presenting any kind of proper defense. I see, Mr. Will be my attorney. Will be my attorney. Well, that's a good idea, actually. Then you can present the case and she can cry as much as she wants. How's she gonna pay for it? My father ain't gonna lend attorney fees to some slendering crybaby. I guess I'll do the pro bono. Ah, thank you. So, what's the trial about? The defendants stand accused of the 3 crimes: stealing Tom Dunford, that is my gold pocket watch, defacing the public outhouse with a very rude slogan about Peter Proctor, and making a weird doll. I didn't do any of these things. Got the doll right here, look. It's got 3 arms, that's weird, but the regular one I made it. Okay, what do I need to know? What do I need to do? Well, you're at the part of the trial where the defense would submit evidence that contradicts one of the charges. What were the charges? I'll be right back. You can't just leave here in the middle of the trail, yeah, but what if I have to go? That's what I'm saying, you can't! No, I mean, what if I have to go, you know? Oh, well, look, I can just unload in the middle of the church. Jeez, mister, alright, fine, I hereby suspend the trial for the short... something. Regular church anthem. One of the kids has left a gloppy jam sandwich lying on the corner. Sandwich gdzie był? I'm not vandalizing it, what the fuck are you? Nothing but a vast abyss. Or log with an expensive German combination lock, requiring 5-letter word. Looks like this chessboard was abandoned mid-game. Consider the board for a moment, then make a move. Now white is winning. Too bad, black. Excuse me, can I help you with something? Oh, no, thanks, I'm fine. What I'm getting at is why I'm in my house. Oh, I'm just looking around. Look, I'm not one to be inhospitable to inconvenient guests, even totally strangers, but I do have company at the moment, so if you'll excuse me. Oh, sure, no problem. You hide behind the arras, hoping the patrol aren't generally Danish. Fortunately, Mr. Proctor doesn't seem to have noticed your move. Her conversation gradually returns to less hushed, more easily I eavesdrop volume. They mentioned we've been picking out some new furniture for the bedroom. Oh, really? Yes. Burrows and armoires and such. I found a delightful little nightstand for Peter's room. It even has a secret compartment in it for when he's older and needs to hide sinful lithographs from us. How charming. How interesting. We don't really have any reason to do it. You poke your head inside, there's some graffiti scratch on the wall. Peter created is a stinky doody head. You make a copy of the graffiti for your records. Peter? Boże, to teraz tak naciskać. A, tu nie ma pi. Okej, rozumiem. Czy tu może czegoś nie być? Tu pewnie może być coś. Oh well. Yeah, I guess. Okay, I'm back. Where were we? Patricia accused of stealing my pottage, vandalizing the outhouse and making a greedy of... Co? Dobra, zróbmy to. Look around to make sure nobody's watching and scratch the knot of the sign. Take that, authority! To jest dziwne. This prosto shoots a stern look. Fortunately, she's too gentle to just throw you the heck out of her house. She returns to her conversation. I guess. It happens. I run into Tom at the church, playing with the other kids. He seems like a real smart cookie. Oh my, yes. He takes after his father always got his nose in a book. It'd be nice if they got to spend more time together, but the pocket watch Clarence got Tom for his birthday has helped pocket watch. Yes, a fine gold pocket watch to help keep track of when he'd be back, Clarence said. Tom really cherished it. Do you know the boy said he wants to be buried with the watch? Buried with it. Wow. Zakopany, powiadacie. Dziwne drzewko takie pojedyncze. Okej, wyjdźmy na chwilę stąd. O, moje oczy. Szczerze, dokupię sobie jeszcze tak ze 2 rubbing papery. Będzie w spoko. Well. Hey buddy, sorry, I just got paid 10. Okay, that won't... Naprawdę nie mogę. Serio, nic... Chwilę, a mogę ciebie spytać pewnie. No, nie mogę. No! Nice gazebo. Looks like the change you made to the sign had an effect. There's a hobo hanging out here. Hi! Enjoy the sandwich cream? Sure am. I can't get enough of this stuff. It's probably why everyone called that creamy Steve. Probably, yeah. Best sandwich cream in the tri-state area right here. It's a traditional recipe. Kurwa, mogłem go najpierw zobaczyć. You know, there's a hobo camp over there by the Ocean City. I bet they'll be interested in this cream. Oh, huh, you think so? I'd love to share with this with other like-minded individuals. Sure, could stop on an extremely specific trade route. Sold. Niestety ja wiem, co tu pisze. Quite probably an old jam. Require... Ja nie mam naprawdę łopaty. You... They made the great stone. There's probably someone who will be very interested to do this, he did. Or at least that would be well interested to see the look on the face when they sees it. The chessboard has clearly been left out. Good and evil. White is winning, presumably the triumph of the witch huntress over the town terrifying witch cult. Tu nic nie ma, zakładam. Yep. Jest to coś ciekawego? Nie. I guess muszę iść na bus stop, I guess. Fucking hell. Okej. Jakiś dziwny dźwięk, ale okej. Nie gadajcie, że to jest ten dziwny dźwięk, kiedy chodzę. Hey, it's you. Thanks for telling me about this place. I've been really appreciating about my cream. Swell! I've been getting to try some other foods too, and you know, I don't like to admit this, but there might be more to life than just cream. More to balanced diet, certainly. Any hobo code? Yeah, thank you. Nie, ten dźwięk jest kiedy chodzę chyba. Yep, prawie na 100%. Hi there, Samuel. How's it going? Doing fine, thanks. Were you able to find work? That's a shame, right? Yeah, don't let it get down to you. How's the camp treating you? Yeah, it seems nice, everyone real friendly. That's great. Community is really important. Definitely better than standing out on an abandoned street corner. For months at a stretch. I don't suppose there's any chance of a punchline where you suddenly say something really elaborate and completely understandable, is there? Yeah, just check. Do you know any hobo code? He pushes an old store receipt on his pocket and draws some very small symbols for you to squint at. Thanks. Hi there, Dusty, right? That's me. And your name was Nascam, then get it on one. Get in it one. Great, how I keep a friend? Oh, no complaints. That would make any sense to describe. I'm really liking the camp. It's really nice, everyone really personable, even if most of them are a bit quirky. I'm thinking getting a poker game together if I can't find anyone with a full deck. Got any hobo code tips for me? Oh, let's just give you the lowdown on the code, eh? I'm sure I can teach you a character or two. Thanks. Oh, gas. It's night drain cleared. Gus is a nice guy. Nie wydaje mi się, żebym mógł od niego cokolwiek wziąć, no nie? So, about those secret plans, you have been somewhat helpful to us, I suppose. I can admit to you that the encampment is a bit of stepping stone on the path of my true goal. I have my eyes set on a much loftier target. I'm afraid I cannot say any more. I guess. Nie wiem, czy mam jeszcze cokolwiek do sprawdzenia tutaj. Ach well, chociaż odnieśmy piwo. Hi there, boy, what's shaking? Found this cans of rum. A little bit of ice and nectar, eh? Rum, plus 1 mopsy. The groundskeeper from Goldwith Park and the jokes and gags salesman from Miss Brewster are chatting in some. So then, when they bend over the water fountain to take out the drink, boom! Huge spritz of pressurized water right in the face. But here's the clever part, see? It only happens once every 20 or 50 times the button is pushed. So nobody ever accepts it, even if it happened to them before. Say, that is pretty funny. Wait, let me show you these diagrams for what I call a Whoopie Park bench. You'll love this. This Glockling has changed his ways. Keep on tootling, Hobie. Dobra, gdzie ja mogę znaleźć, kurwa, łopatę? Okej, dowiedziałem się jedno. Przez dłuższy czas nie mogę tego znaleźć, więc... Yep. I guess. Dobra. So, well, let's go to the dam. You wander off to the main path and stroll among the trees for a bit. It's nice to get out in nature for a bit. At least until you walk into the invisible spider web and it gets all tangled in your hair. While flailing around, disgusted, trying to get it off of you, you stumble into a second spider web which goes right across your face. And that's how staggeringly blindly you get yourself tangled. I mean, a third spider web is one much larger and stronger, and made to trap prey of more or less your size. The extremely large spider sitting in the corner of the web looks delighted to see you. In as much as a spider can smile. The sun's smile has poison dripping off of it. Pointed. O kurwa! Ochyda. Pięć, 8, 16, 6. Teoretycznie... Dobra, niech będzie. Dobra, Molly Buttons Free to jest 7. Dobra, I guess ciebie. On sobie zwiększy tylko HP z tego co wiem. I wszystkim innym. To był jednak zły pomysł. To był zły pomysł, kurwa. Jest, atakuje tego na górze. Okej, to jest fajne. Ile ty masz? 14. To jest 8. Dobra, ciebie zaatakuję tak. Ciebie zastrzelę. I bardzo dziękuję za walkę, a ja bardzo dziękuję wam za oglądanie tego filmu, bo ma już on godzinę. Dziękuję wam bardzo. Widzimy się w kolejnym. Dosłownie od razu nagrywać. Dziękuję.